1 in 4 new mothers in America return to work just 2 weeks after giving birth, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Not because they're healed, but because they can't afford the unpaid time off. Imagine recovering from childbirth, freshly with stitches, exhaustion, pain, and major changes that just happened to your body, but being forced back to work because you can't even sit or stand comfortably. Only 23% of U.S. workers have paid family leave. That means 3 out of the 4 people in this room would lose income if you had a baby or needed to care for a sick individual. This affects your job security, your finances, and even your health. After watching families, friends, and even strangers online struggle with childbirth, illness, and caregiving with no paid leave, I started researching national family leave policies. I reviewed labor data, public health studies, and an economic research to truly understand this recurring worry. My main point today is simple. The United States must mandate nationwide paid family leave to protect workers, families, and even the long-term health of our society. We'll start by looking at the harm caused when workers don't get paid leave. Then we'll look at a national solution that we already know works. Paid family leave means job-protected time off with partial pay to care for a newborn, adopted child, or an ill family member. But the U.S. is the only wealthy country in the world that does not guarantee a paid time off. As we see here, we have a paid family leave, the United Kingdom with 39, Canada 15 to 18, Japan with 36, and the United States at 0. This graph shows just exactly how far behind we really are. In 2022, a mother in Texas had to return to work just days after giving birth prematurely with her baby in the NICU because she couldn't afford unpaid leave. She sat and cried in her car during her lunch breaks because she really should have been in the NICU holding her baby. And experts agree that this is a serious issue. Dr. Murthy, the U.S. Surgeon General, said, "Paid family leave is not just an economic problem, but it's a public health necessity that supports stronger families and healthier communities." No paid leave falls extremely hard on the employer because businesses lose billions because workers quit. Families without leave often rely on public assistance, and without time to recover, postpartum depression, infant hospitalization, and long-term health problems increase dramatically. Now let's shift and talk about a real solution, one that we already know works to be proven in certain states. The U.S. should pass a federal law guaranteeing 10 to 12 weeks of paid family leave, funded through a shared payroll contribution. Here's how the plan works. Workers and employers each contribute a small percentage. Money goes into a national paid family leave. Workers receive partial wages during leave, and workers return to job, and employer avoids the turnover cost. And when someone needs leave, the program replaces 60 to 85% of their paycheck. And best of all, small businesses don't even have to pay the full salary out of pocket. This diagram is showing the exact process step by step. And we know it works because states have already tested it. California being the first state in the nation to give paid family leave, they saw no negative impact on small businesses, and in fact, retention improved. Rhode Island found that workers were more likely to return to the same employer as before, and New Jersey saw improvements in infants and maternal health. The economic truth is, paid family leave protects the moments that matter most. No parent should have to choose between holding their baby or keeping the lights on in their home, and no adult should have to miss their mother's final days. Now let's talk about why this issue matters to all of us. We've seen how the lack of paid family leave harms families, businesses, and our society as a whole. We've seen also how a national program is realistic, affordable, and even proven to work. Every single one of us will face a day when someone we love needs care. Paid family leave makes sure no one must sacrifice their income to be there. Ask yourself, if you or a loved one needed you tomorrow, could you afford to be there? I'll give you a minute to think about that. A nation that values families should make sure the answer is always yes and continues to say yes. And finally, we all deserve the chance to care for the people we love most. Talk to your representative, share the facts, and support paid family leave. This policy only becomes reality when we demand it. Thank you.